Hey guys, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today I'm going to be doing a part 2 of the baby turban hat. A lot of people have been asking for a specific video on how to make the bun and how to make the bow. I do have instructions over at my blog, which is charmedbyashley.com. That link will be in the information icon as well as down below. But I will show you here how I made them. And I made a quick headband for one of the bows. So here are the two that I'm making, and we will get started by cutting out a piece of fabric. I'm using jersey fabric for this. So I'm taking a 6" by 12" piece and a 2" by 3" piece, and I will fold that lengthways. And then I'm going to sew down the side opposite of the fold. So I just do a 1/4 inch seam allowance, doesn't have to be fancy. And I will do that to both pieces. And then I'm going to flip them both right sides out. So if you did have a fabric that had a right and a wrong side, that should have been done inside out. And then I will take the piece and fold it in half. And I will do that for the little piece. And we're going to sew down the raw edge that is opposite to the fold again. And we're going to create a loop, essentially, and then that's going to be the bow, the main part of the bow, and then the other little piece is the center of the bow. And then we will just take that big piece and we will put it inside the little piece. So you can kind of see the raw edges here, but once you get the little piece on top, and you will line it up with the raw edge of the bow, and then it'll all kind of be hidden inside of itself. And then I'm just going to take a needle and thread and secure it all together. So you don't have to be super neat here because it will be hidden on whatever you apply it to, whether it's a hat or a headband. But you know, just keep the stitches all in the back so you don't have to worry about seeing them. So that is the bow. And now we will work on the donut. So if you want to go over to the dollar store, you can grab these bows or these buns that, you know, the kids put in their hairs so that they can have perfect buns. Or you can just grab a bunch of tulle, which is cheaper if you're making a lot of them. But if you're only making 1 or 2, then I would probably recommend getting the little donuts from the store. So if you're going to make the donut out of tulle, then just cut off like 8 or 12 inches of tulle and then just scrunch it all together and then make it into a circle like a donut. And then we're just going to take some thread and then wrap it around to basically create the shape of a donut. So it doesn't matter if you use a different color thread because you're not going to see that thread once you cover up the donut with your fabric. And of course I'll be using the same fabric that I used for the hat just so that it matches, and it is a jersey knit. And I'm going to cut off a piece that is probably 3 or 4 inches wide, and then just give myself a good length, you know, like 30 or 40 inches just in case. Of course, the bigger the donut you want, the more fabric you can add, and we're just going to wrap it around the donut, going in the hole and outside. So we're just going to wrap it around the edges. And because it's jersey, it does curl up, so you can just, you know, it's a little bit finicky, but you just want to try to even it out and flatten it as much as possible. And I don't really like to have the center visible, especially because that's where you're gonna secure it to your hat. So I kind of make it so that it you know, you can't see through it. You still want it to have the look that it does have a hole in the middle, but you just don't want to actually see through the hole. And then after, I'm going to take a needle and thread, and then I will just secure all that fabric in place so it doesn't come undone when it's being worn. And then that's it. You can attach it to your head or not your head. You don't want to put it on your head, but attach it to a headband or a hat. And then it's totally super cute, and this is totally on trend. So if you want to be like the cool kids, then I would definitely make these bows and these buns for the special people in your life. So I'm just going to attach this one to a headband. This headband is really, really easy. It's just like when you make the base of the bow. So I just took a piece that was probably, 5 to 6 inches wide, and then, a newborn head is about 13 inches, I think, in circumference. So about 13 and a half wide, and then I'm just gonna sew it inside out, and then flip it right side out, then sew it in half again, and then I'll just, that raw edge, I'll just put that behind the bow so you don't see it. And then that's it. So if you want to learn how to make the turban hat portion, like I said, this is part 2, so I do have part 1. I'll link that video in the corner and the information icon, as well as the description box below. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and hit that notification bell, and like the video and share with your friends. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.